is up? I'm Rick, the Fat Man GM. You may or may have not have heard of me babbling and rambling on a few of the YouTube channels and Facebook channels regarding to our hobby, role-playing games in general, tabletop games, wargaming, so on, etc. I have started back when I was in my early teens. I have well over 40 years worth of experience in this hobby that we love and share. And a big part of what I like to do is go back and revisit a lot of the stuff that I have and have accumulated in my gaming career, if you will. And everything from MERP, Starfleet, from Fasa, a slew of Dungeons and Dragons and Shadowrun, Star Wars, etc., etc., etc. And I revisit these items individually, and hopefully to give some nostalgia for myself, to give you a little bit of an insight into some game system that you may or may not have heard of or may have not had the opportunity to play, and to remind those of us out there that do have them that these are quite viable and still entertaining today. So here we go. Alright, this is Star Trek The Next Generation, the first year source book produced by Fasa for the Star Trek role-playing game system. Now, I have to admit, first year source book, I don't recall ever hearing a second year source book, or third, or fourth, right? Let alone a DS9, which I would have loved to have seen. But I think that's because Fasa was petering out at this time. They were either about to lose the franchise rights, or the game company was belling up, or something. I don't remember. But this was produced 1989. I think they were going to lose the franchise because Fasa kept on producing other stuff past into the 90s. But this was produced in 1989, one of the last pieces I got from my collection at the time. Of course, by that time, things have changed considerably with the advent of the next generation. Introduction, of course, new Federation, the Prime Directive, talking about the Galaxy-class vessels, new threats, new ship positions, bridge command specialist, engineering specialist, so on and so forth, ship counselor, typical missions. Nice little stuff to bring your Star Trek role-playing game up to the next generation level of stuff. Profiles. And needless to say, you recognize all these yahoos. A handful of starship warp drive advancements, the Galaxy class Enterprise, all of its stats. Exactly how accurate these are, I don't know. Excelsior class starship, Constellation class starship. In case you're curious, is a nearly 100 degrees out there with a humidity index extremely high, and it may be even above 100 with the heat index. And my air intakes from my AC unit are dripping condensation upstairs. We have a shallow peaked roof, so I imagine it's pretty darn hot upstairs in the crawl space above us. The scout vessel, and then we have the inclusion of the Ferengi, the first truly really large scale non-Federation race that comes in that can bring a challenge to the game. Information like here's the holodeck, updated communicators, various technology and we're familiar with, just brought up to next generation standards or level, increasing technology. And then a Klingon concealable disruptor, Ferengi energy whip, which is interesting because the only time all through the years of watching DS9, I can't put my finger on ever seeing most of the Ferengi character cast ever using one of these things in DS9. Hand weapons, yes. these things? No. And then we have a series of different races that came along with the new series, or the new first season, and some of them we have visuals for, and some we don't. But you got a good bio for most of this stuff. Some are very important to the franchise. Some are not. Obviously, not enough to have pictures for them, or they couldn't get access to them. Nice, more in-depth of the Ferengi. I would like to see a Sourcebook for this, the Ferengi alone, but at this time there wasn't that much information on them updated for the Romulans. These parasitic invaders, which only occurred in 1 or 2 episodes, and I never heard of anything about them again. So, you just have to wonder. Character creation, shipboard positions, skills and command and material needed for doing creating your character to fulfill those positions. Character creation, basic outside electives, other specialties, away team, introduction to the away team, holodeck operations, other changes. Pretty straightforward. Not a lot of stuff where, a lot of good information, but nothing that we need to hack and slash over. There you have it, the first year Sourcebook.